I want everybody to accept this. Men, please, I'm not coming for you guys. The female has been there from the very beginning. In as much as I say the female has always been there from the very beginning, I want you to note that it said female, not woman. Female, not woman. Genesis 1, verse 27 tells us that God created them male and female. So the female has always been there from the very beginning. Okay. And it is important for you to note that female is not woman. Here are things that I want you to understand, that the female and the male are equal in the eyes of God. And it is also important for everybody to note that the male and the female, they are both created in the image and in the likeness of God. Remember, it is the scripture that told us, what did it tell us? That God created them both male and female, and he blessed them. Okay, so this means that the male and the female are both created in the image and in the likeness of God. Okay, now, the male is not superior to the female. Remember, we are still talking about the female and the male. The male is not superior to the female. Now you might be saying, okay, why is the male not equal? Sorry, why is the male not superior to the female? Simple. Because in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, it says, and God created them male and female, and God blessed them. So if it was like, and God created the male first, then the male would have been superior to the female. But because the scripture said God created them both what? Male and female, and God blessed them. So the male is not superior to the female. God sees the male and the female as equal. Nobody is superior to the other. Now, the male and the female, they both reveal a different dimension of who? Of God. Why is this? Because God created them both what? Male and female. He said, let us make man in our own image. Now, you need to ask yourself, if God decided to make man in his own image, how is it that the man he created was male and female? If God only had one dimension, why is it that the man that was created by God was male and female? So that should tell you that the male shows one dimension of God, and then the female shows another dimension of God. That's why we have two genders, the male and the female. They both have their own role in displaying the different dimensions of God. Okay, so the female possesses the same blessing as the male. Why is this? Because God himself said what? He said, it says that, and the scripture says, and God blessed them. It never said God blessed the male. It says, and God blessed them. Meaning that the male has the blessing just as the female has the blessing. The blessing that they possess are the same. Nobody is more, the male is not more blessed than the female. They both have the same blessing. Because when God created the male and the female, it says that, and God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. So the male has a blessing and the female has a blessing.